What's up, all my Ewoks, droids, and Wookiees? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a review of the new Deadpool versus Wolverine movie. Now, I'm going to do my absolute best not to spoil the movie for everyone as far as the plot-wise, if, you know, the plot. I also would like to just say that unlike everyone else praising this movie on the internet, I am in the minority. I actually didn't really care for this movie at all. So I'm going to start off by talking about the things that I like, and then we'll get into the stuff that I didn't like. I absolutely loved the opening credit scene with Deadpool using Wolverine's skeleton with like the whole in sync number. I thought that was absolutely great. I was laughing the entire time, and then of course I still have that song stuck in my head. And look, even if you go to NSYNC's actual YouTube channel, they changed the name or the title of Bye Bye Bye, and they listed official video from Deadpool Wolverine. And it's up to 378 million views. And if you go over to NSYNC's Social Blade, you can see like they're a trending user and just how much their account has jumped. Look at this, 17 million, over 17 million views in one day, which happens to coincide with a certain movie release. So I think it's safe to say that pretty much unanimously the entire world loves that, or I guess the entire population of the world that has seen it. And then also, of course, I loved all of the callbacks to the comics with recreating those covers. I did think it was a little bit repetitive after a moment, but I get it. This entire movie is just basically to do fan service. So when that's the purpose of it, I can understand, but it did get a little too long-winded for me. And of course, I think my favorite thing in this entire movie was the Henry Cavill cameo.
You were just leaving.
Yeah, my uterus 100% exploded, and if I wasn't like already pregnant, I would be pregnant again because I've been waiting my entire life to see Henry Cavill as Wolverine, and I didn't even know it. Sorry, I needed a minute to like calm myself down, but yeah, that was great. That was so great. Every woman and probably every man on the planet is very, very grateful for that little cameo right there. But that pretty much like entails, I mean, I guess I did like the dog, and there were a couple jokes within this movie that I did find pleasant, entertaining. I liked seeing the dude that played Mr. Darcy in that Pride and Prejudice movie that came out, what, like 20 years ago? He's the bad guy in this. Now, that's pretty much everything that I did like. I was very disappointed in the lack of plot. I understand that this is just supposed to be Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman just being best buds and having fun, and it was very clear that they had a lot of fun making this movie, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they had fun. I'm happy that their movie is doing so well, but for me, like, if I don't know you personally, like, it's kind of hard for me to sit there and watch some dudes do like a fan film. Take in mind though, Wolverine is very, very pleasant to look at, which is why I think I lasted through this entire movie. And I'm not typically a Ryan Reynolds fan. I've seen a lot of his movies, and to me they're very forgettable. Like, I watched the first Deadpool 1 movie and Deadpool 2. If you paid me $1 million, I could not really tell you what happened in Deadpool 2. It's very forgettable for me. The only reason I vaguely remember Deadpool 1 is because we watched it like last month. My stepdaughter wanted to watch it, and so we watched it. But I don't know, I'm just not the biggest Ryan Reynolds fan. So if this didn't have Wolverine in it, I wouldn't have even bothered watching it. But I am a huge Hugh Jackman fan, and the fact that Hugh Jackman came back to play this part and he got all in shape, which, how did I forget about that? I loved that. Oh my God. I was waiting the entire movie for him to take his shirt off. And the second that he did, and they like, oh my God, they just zoomed in on his like furry, perfectly sculpted chest. And I was like, again, if I wasn't pregnant already, I think that would have done it. But oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I keep having moments, but there's some good-looking men in this movie, which I guess is like the saving grace. But okay, so anyway, let's talk about the movie. Yeah, there was a lot that I didn't like, and I felt like the plot was very lacking, which it's unfortunate. I understand that they were having fun and they wanted to like get as many people in this movie as possible, and basically the overarching plot is that Deadpool, his universe is ending, that the thread of time that Marvel is so obsessed with, his is ending and it's going to disappear within 72 hours because Logan, old man Logan from the Logan movie, died. And so he was I guess all of life in this universe is tied to like one person that's so pivotal in that universe. And so because Logan died in Logan, that is causing a chain reaction to make Deadpool's universe disappear. So Deadpool decides to F the people from that Loki TV show that was so bad nobody watched it. So he gets their little remote controller that looks like, a Nintendo Switch, and he goes through the different universes. That's how we have all the cameos and all of like the different Wolverines and all the callbacks to the comic book covers and stuff like that. And so he goes and he finds the main Wolverine that we have in this movie. He gets that Wolverine. He's like, all right, I'll fix whatever the heck that you did. I'll fix it in my time. So that way it'll fix it, or if you help me, I'll help you kind of thing. Which at the very beginning, that didn't make sense because I'm like, wait, so if Logan, the Logan that died in Logan, if he didn't die, your universe wouldn't be disappearing. So why don't you just open that little door thing, I don't know, to like 10 minutes before he dies and help save him and fight the other Logan that was fighting him, that other clone. Like, why didn't you just do that? Because he's opening the door to all these different time periods, and he opens the door to Logan, the one that died, to when he was dead, and that's why he like dug up his skeleton and everything. So that didn't make sense to me. And then the Logan that they have in the movie, and feel free to explain this to me in the comment section, because the Logan that he goes and gets and pulls out of his universe to bring into his universe to fix his universe, even though that Logan's complaining that he failed everyone in his universe. So I don't like the way that Marvel has done the time thing. If I can't understand it, I'm pretty sure that they can't understand it either, because it's like, to explain something to someone, they need to have an understanding about it, which I don't think that they do, considering the amount of problems that they have had in all of their films and TV shows since they introduced this entire concept. So that right out the bat, I was like, all right, suspend my disbelief, because I get it. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds want to make a movie together, and we finally get him in the costume. I did like the joke about how he lost, he let himself go after his divorce because Hugh Jackman got divorced in real life. Ha ha ha, very funny. There's a lot of meta jokes in this. They take so many bashes at Disney, which I appreciated. But again, I'm here to see a movie, and I want to see like the plot moving forward. So Wolverine and Deadpool gets into like the Void realm, which is where we get another round of cameos. We get Chris Evans as the Human Torch. This is eventually, we're going to run into the whole Deadpool core. We run into one of the Deadpools, the feminist Deadpool with the dog, and then we run into the whole Deadpool core later, but they're all supposedly in the Void. And then we get Blade, we get Elektra, we get X-23, you get the one of the worst juggernauts I've ever seen. You get Cassandra. Now I will say, the actress that played Cassandra, Charles Xavier's twin sister, she did a really good job. I really liked her, and I liked how they like made a joke about like, oh, another strong woman. I thought that was funny, but I just didn't care. And I know a lot of people are going to get mad at me about that, but guys, I'm like, I'm not at that point. I'm like, I'm not watching a film, I'm not watching a movie, I'm not watching a story. I'm watching two guys, tear the shit out of each other and have fun doing it because they're like best friends. And then they called up all their other friends and they're like, let's have like a last hurrah while we still can. And I'm like, that's great. I just don't really care. I don't know these people. I like all the characters that they're playing. I do like them, but I I just didn't care. And I don't know if it makes sense to you guys watching, because I know a lot of people really liked it. They had a lot of fun. I just didn't. I'm like, I get it. They're having fun. Like, I want a story, which I guess that was my biggest problem, was going into a movie and expecting something out of it that wasn't just two friends having fun. Now, and I would have loved it. And I get it. They're making all this money. Everyone's having all this fun. I'm just not. And I don't know. I just think that it was a big missed opportunity. They could have done the whole, oh, let's have fun and let's do all this and let's tell this story, but have a little bit more substance to it, because it just felt flat to me. Like, aside from like the scene with Henry and the scene with Logan's abs, I really don't ever need to watch this movie again. And I know everybody made a big thing about seeing the whole Deadpool corpse and like Deadpool going and like fighting him and Wolverine fighting all the other Deadpools. Again, I don't care. I'm not the biggest Deadpool fan in the world. I'm a big Wolverine fan. I'm a big X-Men fan. But Deadpool just... And you know what? A lot of it probably has to do with the fact that I'm not a big Ryan Reynolds fan. So I just didn't care as much. I did like the dog. I liked the dog. I liked Wolverine. I think it was cool to see. But again, I never need to watch this film again. It was fun that one time. But that one time has passed. And I never need to watch it again. So, and then, yeah, they had the big resolve, which was that Cassandra got out of the void. She realized that the time people were messing with her this entire time. So she said, all right, well, we left each other alone, but now you effed with me, so I'm going to F with you and ruin your reality. And so she was pulling on this, like, antimatter thing. And, you know, we got Deadpool trying to, like, pull them together. And then he locks Wolverine out because Wolverine was going to sacrifice himself. But Deadpool locks him out of the room, and then he's trying to do it by himself, and he can't. Then Wolverine shows up and grabs it. One of them's holding the antimatter, one of them's holding the matter, and they hold hands, and like the energy goes through them, and that's when you get Wolverine's abs, and it's great. And it's so, oh my goodness, look at the friends and the power of friendship. And I mean, I like the scene because he had his shirt off, but then he tells him to put it on. I'm like, what are you doing? No, stop. This is a crime against humanity. I don't like it. And then they end up being friends and hanging out at the end, and Deadpool gets his girlfriend back, and Wolverine gets to hold the dog and hang out with Deadpool in his apartment. That's the movie. I'm not kidding. If you don't believe me, go watch it. But yeah, guys, this was something that it's like, I guess it was fun in the moment, but aside from Henry and Wolverine's abs, I never need to watch it again. And that's fine. And I'm totally fine with everybody else that loved it, everybody else that has a great time. I'm very happy for you. I wish I could have had a better time, but again, I'm not the biggest Ryan Reynolds fan, and that whole thing, like the meta of it, I guess it just didn't really matter to me as much. I do appreciate that it wasn't woke. I do appreciate that it was just people having fun. And that's fine. There's people having fun. Like the people that made, I think, the Scary Movie movies back in, the 90s and 2000s. I'm pretty sure all of them had a blast. I just don't go back and watch those movies, right? It's fun the one time, and then when it's over, it's over. And that's my 2 cents on it. So, yeah. There you go. There's my review of Deadpool Wolverine, everyone. Let me know what you thought about all of this down below in the comment section. If you guys liked this video, if you guys liked my review, please smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching this far through. If you guys want to support my channel further, leave a super thanks, as well as smashing that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed, and ring that bell for notifications so that way you guys actually get notifications when I post videos and when I do live streams. And until next time, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And may the force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone.